Hunta. Is that what they say in the game there? Is that what they do? I'm gonna have to switch my input on over here. So I've been thinking about starting this for a while, and my camera has been thinking about looking at that random corner of the wall instead of my face for a while, and like, just like my camera, we both finally decide to act on it. Hi. I'm over here. Also, my capture card seems to not be working because everything is deciding to break here. It says, 1 moment, please. So I'm going to deactivate it and activate it again because sometimes that fixes it. But it is, though. I was literally just using it like 2 days ago. Let's unplug it and plug it back in again. I'm back here. We were just doing some Metal Gear Solid Delta, as that's a new release that just came out. But during the month of September here, I had space to add a new game, and I was like, you know what? I've been thinking about doing Bloodborne for a while, and if I do it now, I can clear it before Hallowland, and then I can do the DLC at Hallowland, which is October 17th and 19th. It was originally going to be the 24th to the 26th, but it got rescheduled a bit sooner, which means I have like a month and a half to clear Bloodborne if I want to save doing the DLC for Hallowland. But it would certainly help matters if... There we go, look at that. I just had to turn it on and off a few times there, because clearly it is connected to a USB 3.0 port. So, it's something that I've been meaning to do for a while, just in terms of, like, my Soulsborne series. Like, I've gotten through all the bosses of the whole Dark Souls trilogy. I've gotten through Elden Ring. Been making some progress through Elden Ring Night Rain. It's technically still ongoing. There's some Everdark bosses that I haven't cleared yet, and there's, like, some DLC stuff that's coming out later this year, so... The Elden, like, in terms of the Soulsborne series playlist that I'll have on my channel, there might be a little bit of back and forth Bloodborne and Elden Ring Night Rain, because that's kind of going on and off, but that's one of those games that I just play when there's an opportunity to play it with friendos and family and stuff like that, so it's periodic and not really a playthrough start to finish that I commit to in the traditional sense. So I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and hop into this here. And also, I appreciate an anonymous gifter gifting False Souls a tier 1 sub. False Souls, welcome on into Team Enharmonic. Enjoy month the emotes and the sub badge. Bloodborne, my current third favorite game. Okay, so definitely a big fan of that there. Finally putting the PS5 to good use again. Yeah, so I believe this is the third playthrough we'll have done on the PS5, if I'm not going crazy here. Because the first one was Final Fantasy 16. Then I did a playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima. No, this is the fourth playthrough, because then I did Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 Reunion, and now we're doing Bloodborne. And then the next PlayStation 5 game, this is technically a PS4 game that I just have popped in the PS5 because I never did a PS5 version, so I'm going to immediately dock at points on there not being any legitimate way to play this game in 60 FPS. So, considering this game has been out for as long as it has and is as popular as it is, and there isn't a legal means to be doing a 60 FPS gameplay of this, that's not cool, so I'm going to immediately dock it a point for that. Anyway, the next game that we'll do on this console is probably going to be Final Fantasy 7 Remake sometime early next year. Because at Hallowland, I also want to play Dirge of Cerberus, so I played the original Final Fantasy 7, and then I played Crisis Core Reunion at Fragapalooza, and that was a pretty interesting game there. And I found out that there's a sequel spin-off game to Final Fantasy 7 being Dirge of Cerberus, which was a third-person shooter on the PS2, so I'll play that at Hallowland. And I figure I'll play the DLC of this at Hallowland, because they both fit the kind of Halloween kind of aesthetic, these games. So I figured this would be a really fitting thing to be doing at Hallowland, but obviously I'm not doing the whole main game of this start to finish at Hallowland, so the DLC would be a lot more fitting. I can do the full game of Dirge of Cerberus start to finish at Hallowland, and those will be the two main games going on at Hallowland this year, so I'm at the ready when it comes to playing Dirge of Cerberus. I played the Final Fantasy 7 games up to this point that I wanted to. Doesn't mean I've only played 5 minutes, I clearly haven't. So I'm at the ready there, but I'm not at the ready here. I need to... Is it going right into a cutscene? Oh, it's okay. This is what's going on here. Yeah, I gotta play Remake and then Rebirth. I actually just bought Rebirth for a decent sale price, like, a few days ago here. So it just got loaded onto my console here recently. Also, I get to finally play the real Dark Souls 2. Isn't that exciting? Colonel, is this Dark Souls 2? I think it's funny, all the games you played on a PS5 are also playable on PC, Bloodborne emulator, though. Yeah, that is true. And I figure for the Final Fantasy 7 games, I do want to play them on PlayStation, because I'm sure the final of the remake games will be a timed exclusive, and I kind of want to keep all my games in this series on the same platform instead of having them on completely different platforms. I could have absolutely bought Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth on PC, but I was like, you know what? is probably going to be a little smidge before the final remake game comes to PC, so I'd probably just get it on PlayStation. But then it'd be so weird if I had the first two on PC, then the last one on PlayStation. I want consistency. Though you can do some crazy stuff with modding on PC. Since I've been looking into stuff with Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, I've recently been recommended videos that are things like Cloud versus 17 Sephiroths that I honestly find really hilarious, where someone modded in like a custom boss battle where you go up against 17 Sephiroths, and they're constantly saying the Donbe from the Donbe Udon commercial that they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Anyway, there's a bunch of violence going on here as we're talking about a completely different video game, but that's neither here nor there. The more serious game with very few minigames, what with the remake there? Rebirth, the much goofier game with 30 plus minigames, so I've heard. Though Final Fantasy VII Original would get pretty decently goofy at times with lots of minigames. Because the third game will come on PlayStation first, that you can play on day one launch. Yeah, that's the idea. And speaking about playing games on day one launch, I recently actually pre-ordered my very first PlayStation 5 game that I've pre-ordered, being Ghost of Yotei. That's actually coming out, I was about to say next month, but technically the month after next month, because it's still August 31st at the time of shooting this for the next 2 hours, but once it passes midnight, then next month, Ghost of Yotei is coming out. So I pre-ordered that, because Ghost of Tsushima was friggin' amazing. So I'm really quite looking forward to Ghost of Yotei. So I pre-ordered that and Pokemon Legends ZA, and I have a bit of a funny feeling one of those games is going to be better than the other. Anyway, I don't really know anything about this game. We go back to Bloodborne here. All I know is it is what the A-team was working on during a... Oh, well, I didn't... It's okay. It just plays that if I take too long. Play offline. I did a little bit of a test save file where I also, like, pre-made a character. So I'm going to go ahead and go new game.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't want to spend, like, an hour making a character on stream. I was like, let's just do it ahead of time. So I did it out of town at my family's Lake Cabin one weekend. So, like, I was out of town. I couldn't stream anyway. No internet out there. Well, there's very basic internet out there, but... So I just plugged in my PS5 next to my bed there. I had my capture card out there, so I plugged it into my PC. And I essentially just booted up Bloodborne on my laptop screen through the PS5 here. And I was like, let's just spend tonight dicking around and making my character. And then I spent like an hour making my character. Like, what did that say on the home screen I had in the game? Like 52 minutes? Yeah, that's in the freaking character creator. Is what that is. Whoops, dang it, I accidentally switched to the wrong layout here. I can't play online. I don't have online for the PS5 here. I think I briefly sort of had it because I think your profile was like a different account on this console. So I think it was mooching it off of you. And I was like, oh, I probably don't want to be doing that. And I removed your profile from my PS5 because I was like, you know, one, like, I don't know how that works for like mooching off the online. And two, if ever I'm booting up the PS5, I don't want it to be showing your legal name at the beginning of my stream. And I was like, all right, let's not be, you know, blasting that anytime I'm booting up the PS5 there. The online content for Bloodborne is some of the best FromSoft online content ever. I love the Chalice dungeons. You were mentioning a little bit about them, I think, during Night Rain, so it's like stuff that people can sort of customize there? Yeah, I forgot my account was on there. Yeah, I could never imagine spending that long on a pure cosmetic character creator. Yeah, I didn't think that I would either, but I kind of did this time. So, I think as I've been going through the Soulsborne games, I was alternating between playing Dark Souls 1 I did as a male character, Dark Souls 2 I played a female character, Dark Souls 3 I played a male character, Elden Ring I started playing as a female character for most of it, and then a male character like right towards the end with Senator Armstrong, and then the DLC I played as a male character as well. So if we're doing this back and forth thing, then I would be to the point where it's like, oh, if we're gonna do pure back and forth, I would be playing a female character this time. But I first started playing around with the options on the male character here, and there's actually some decent long hair options. I started making the male character, and I actually really liked the way that he turned out. And then I started making a female character, but I was like, you know, I'm pretty happy with my male character, and I just kind of lost motivation partway through trying to make a female character. And I was like, I kind of don't care about my order anymore. I kind of want to play the male character because I kind of like how he turned out. And yeah, I thought that could be kind of cool and stuff, but like, I kind of like my guy the way that he turned out there. There is the offline Chalice dungeons, what do you have to do for all bosses? Oh, okay. Yeah, we did have Senator Armstrong there who did look a little cursed. And yeah, I could use my controller thingamabob here for this. I might just do this. I could probably do it faster. Here, Harmonia. Boopity bop. Yeah, he looks a little like something here. Gender, male. I think I can load favorites. Look, here's my guy. He looks a little weird. He looks like me and the meme JD Vance had a baby because I'm not very good at like making characters and character creators. But from afar, he looks not too half bad. And look, he has long hair and a ponytail like me. It's probably not quite as long as my hair in real life, but it's pretty close here. And I just get really hyped when I see long-haired options for guys in video games, especially one that's like so close to what my actual hair is here. So I saw that, I got kind of hyped, and then I started like putting on the facial hair and stuff that kind of matches my beard and stuff going on right now. I was like, you know, I kind of like the way they turned out. So that's what like 50 minutes of dicking around in bed on my laptop late at night at my family's late cabin one night ended up doing. So that's the guy. Is the audio delayed? Is my capture card bugging out? Nope. Sometimes it does that, and sometimes I turn it off and on again to fix it. Yeah, this stuff, and then I guess I finish, and then I get to choose my class. Origin? Wait. Oh, this is where you choose your class. It's a good thing I didn't lock that in. So I did look into the general weapons of this game to get an idea. What kind of path do I want to go down? And I found out that there's not very many weapons in Bloodborne. Like, it is very sparse compared to the other Soulsborne games, but you get a lot more bang for your buck with the weapons of this game because there's like 2 forms for them, and you like switch between the forms, which is really cool. So I was looking around at the different weapons of this game. I just looked at like a YouTube video that was like, here's the attack animations for all the different weapons. I was like, what one looks the coolest? What one am I vibing the most with? And yeah, that's kind of where I ended up going, especially considering I've been using the Moonlight Greatsword and things like Elden Ring a bunch lately. I've kind of gotten used to my Greatsword shenanigans. And there is a something Moonlight Greatsword in this game that's totally legally distinct from the other ones there. And apparently that one's DLC exclusive. So I might be able to use the Moonlight Greatsword much later, but it'd be much, much later in the game. But I was looking around at other similar weapons, and there was a Ludwig's Greatsword, or Ludwig's Holy Blade, which is like a short sword, but the sheath is like a great sword, so you can switch between it being a short sword and a great sword as you like put it in the sheath and get the whole thing. And I'm so used to using like great swords in these games lately after my Elden Ring playthrough. I was like, you know, that looks kind of cool. So I think I might want to go around Ludwig's Holy Blade. Yeah, get that in the DLC, but the Ludwig's Holy Blade in the base game. Yeah, so I was thinking about going down that line there. But yeah, it's also the best weapon in the game. Oh, is it now? So you want a Strength Arcane build. Love that it's in every Souls game. Yeah, that's really cool. I just kind of looked at what weapons looked the coolest. Like, what has the coolest aesthetic? And some of them are kind of cool there. Ludwig has different scaling, and there's no respecs. And I believe if memory serves, I think I needed 16 Strength and 12 skill for Ludwig's. Ludwig's Strength skill, yeah. And then you need a little bit of Arcane to wield the freaking Moonlight Sword. I think it was 12. I don't remember. I might just Google it right now. Bloodborne weapons. To figure out what the best class for me to potentially start in here is. Also, there's no equip burden, only fast roll. Yeah, I think I'd heard about that. If I control F on this page, Ludwig. Ludwig's Holy Blade. Yeah, so it's like a short sword and a great sword. Apparently for this, yeah, I need 16 strength and 12 skill. Oh, apparently Final Fantasy VII Rebirth updated. Yeah, I was right about that. Okay. And then I think it's the same for the Moonlight, if I just control F for Moonlight. Whoops, I wrote Moonlight Sword. Yeah, it's 16 strength, 12 dexterity, or 12 skill, and 14 arcane. I'll eventually need to wield that, but that won't be for a while. I can keep it in the back of my mind that I'll need a little bit of arcane at some point, but it's not going to be anytime soon. But yeah, let's see here. But Arc would be for going to Holy Moonlight. Yeah, and it's going to be a little while before that. So just looking at the stats here. But yeah. Wait, is it also an Armored Core there? Hold on. So in terms of going down strength skill, you know, I need to put in a few points here with the milk toast here, everything average. Life essence and vigor. I mean, I can't go wrong with something like that. Like, those are stats that I'll use, you know? Suffered misfortune in youth, highly resilient as a result. Lots of endurance. That's one more point of skill than I need. Strength arcane build is also what I always play. Fair enough there. And part of me is kind of leaning towards choosing a class that isn't over what I need for like skill, because maybe I'll only get skill to like 12 and then I'll just level strength from there. And if skills only is at 13, there'll be a little bit of OCD in the back of my mind that just like bugs me. So maybe I don't do that. Terribly violent past, rash, but stronger for it. Yeah, I could go with something like that or something like that, and then, you know, just level up arcane sometime later here. And I'll put a few points into skill, 1 point into strength, level up endurance a bunch. I looked into it. Apparently, blood tinge is like your gun damage, and maybe some other things I don't remember here. Why not skill, since it scales best with skill at +10 and increases visceral? Does it? I thought it scaled best with... Oh, hold on. Let's see here. I have to look up again. Bloodborne weapons. I shouldn't have closed that tab. That was my issue with Metal Gear earlier as well. Ludwig. Where the heck? Here it is. It's scaling. So at +10, it scales with both strength and skill in B. It looks like it goes strength first, like at +5 it gets B scaling and strength, and still only C scaling and skill, and then it's only at +7 then it gets B scaling and skill. But ultimately it'll be like B for both of them, so it shouldn't matter too much there. But yeah, fun fact, arcane builds scale to 99. There is no soft cap, and arcane gives more item discovery. Oh, Cruel Fate is the origin you want? Strength and arcane. Yeah, I forgot this is the Souls game with guns. That's right, for his neutral special he wields a gun. If you get online, you can do the Blessed Blood Echo farm. That's what I heard about. Let's see here. I'm getting a text about the sprinkler being on in the backyard here. Is the case. Boopity bop. Let's see here. Or, I think my dad's texting me about the plants having already been watered. He does a weird voice to text thing, Bob. You need to water the garden. I'm going to bed. I need to water the garden? Or the garden is watered, because I need to know if I need to go out there and do anything, but I'm pretty sure the sprinkler is going and they should be a-okay. Scaling is best with strength earlier, then goes to skill best? Maybe there. Well, on when it's late here, because in the evening is best, because during the day it's so hot that it just dries up, like, immediately. But yeah. I probably won't ever get online. I don't want to be reaching out to Guzmo like, hey, can I just, like, mooch your login information on your PlayStation account again so I can mooch your online so I can grind in Bloodborne? You know, I don't want to be doing something like that. If you want to do Holy Moonlight, you should probably use Arcane. Okay, so that might be an important thing. My favorite weapons are Holy Moonlight Greatsword, Ludwig's Holy Blade, and the Tonitrus. What's a Tonitrus? I guess I can control F on this page. Tonitrus. It's like a mace-looking thing here without spikes, just a big ball on the end. Has innate bolt damage. Interesting. But yeah, again, if you want, I don't want to put you out of your way here. Or whatever the thing is here. You know what I mean. Put you out. Born specialist fit for sleuthing or academia, which is like a bunch of skill stuff. Experience in war. A soldier with strength and skill. Military veteran there. Scion to a respectable line with faith in your pedigree. That stuff there. Cruel fate. Face terrible hardships, but now confident in your purpose. Is the cruel fate there. And then waste of skin is like 6 levels behind the others, but you can spec more stuff in with a little bit more time there. But yeah, getting to early is a great early rune farm and blood shard farm. We'll see if I recognize that name when we get there. But yeah, it's fair enough there. So you're saying cruel fate here. I'm at 10 strength. I need to raise it up by 6. I need to raise up skill by 3. Blood tinge is nice and low with it being spec'd into other things. And arcane is already at 14, so I never have to worry about leveling it up. So the strength and skill will be a little bit lower at start than some of these other ones, but it would be kind of satisfying in that, hey, stuff is spec'd into arcane to the perfect amount that it needs to be. It's not going to be too long for strength and skill, and you know what, sure, yeah, I'll do the cruel fate thingamajig here. You can only get there early by getting killed by the cloaked men with a burlap sack so they kidnap you? You can completely miss it? Oh? Well, if I'm coming up on some area like that, you can let me know about what to do for that, because there's no freaking way I know something like that. But yeah. Oh, that's fair too there. Here, let's finalize contract. Oh, okay, we're coming up with that screen. Lunarium key. Ah, a loading screen like this, and I'm suddenly getting my Dark Souls 1 to 3 vibes. Been so long here. Another cutscene time.
Good. All signed and sealed.
We signed a contract. It's just like the beginning of a Persona game.
Oh, don't you worry.
Except more violent at the beginning, I presume.
Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
I can't wait to start playing Bloodborne kart. What a dream that'll be. Alright, well, yeah, he got a kick out of that. Oh, what a nice night here. Oh, well, that's, Doc, is that normal? Is that what's supposed to happen here? I thought you were gonna get rid of my cavity! Is this all part of the procedure? Oh, look, just a bunch of little guys there. But yeah, it happens when the night progresses to a certain point. I think after Vicar Amelia? Amelia? I have no idea here. It's like the cage guy in Dark Souls 3, kinda? I don't remember the cage guy. Basically, don't do Forbidden Woods until you've done everything else in the early game?
You found
Well, I don't know where
yourself
Forbidden
a
Woods is
hunter.
anyway. Because, like, I'm going into this about as blind as one can go into it. Like, I've played these other games, but I haven't played this. Here, I'll go to this so I don't block it. What's in the top right there? Fucks up a side quest. Oh. Change my IRL name to your boy Goosebump. What, on your PlayStation account? I was just kind of saying the online thing, Bob, was a joke there. Oh. Open door. Does not open from this side. I saw a meme semi-recently that was something along the lines of evil Miyazaki be like, door does open from this side. It's so stupid, but it cracked me up a little bit, honestly. Handwritten scrawls. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Ah, that makes sense to me. Go to Yarglehull after BSB, I think. Ah, that definitely checks out. I was thinking the same thing. But yeah. Is it like, yeah, I hold that button to run. I gotta think Dark Souls 1 to 3 here. I'm gonna have to try to keep quiet because I will info dump everything about this game and leave no discovery. Oh, I'm gonna smack you. Yeah. These look like the kind of moves that SpongeBob would do when he's doing karate. Well, none of my other friends have their IRL names on their accounts, so I decided to change that there. Man, it makes me wish I was playing something like Elden Ring or Elden Ring Night Rain with... I'm just gonna avoid you. With 60 FPS. Open up. Sure, if I missed that pale blood note on my first playthrough, I can see how it would be Ah, oh my god. Can you screw off? I'm going to instinctively try clicking in the left stick to run because I'm going to have Elden Ring Night Rain on the mind. Close by device. So I'm probably going to get confused with Night Rain while I'm playing this game. Physics remind you of Persona? Open up. Thank goodness it's like the classic here. Whoa. If I get Dark Souls 1 to 3 on the mind here. Can I have the hat? Gosh dang it. Then I assume that I'll be invincible when I open things. I got some blood vials. Whoa, well, I was trying to get past you, but... oh well. You died. But that's okay. Look, we got the door open. Things are a-okay. Everything's cool. No, online use only. Cannot use this item offline. With the run there. When I was looking into stuff with Bloodborne... oh, well, we're friggin' here now. When I was looking into stuff with Bloodborne, one of the videos that got recommended to me was if it was possible to do like a Bloodborne gun-only run. And I was really intrigued by it, so I clicked on the video and I was watching parts of it here. Like, so it was pretty highly edited, pretty rapid fire across like different bosses, so I only saw like snippets, bits and pieces of bosses. I wouldn't say I got like super spoiled or anything. But the thing that cracked me up is the person playing went out of their way to seek an outfit that looked like a Joker from Persona 5, and as they were going around using the gun on everybody, they just had non-stop Persona 5 music playing, and a bunch of, like, Persona 5 edits. I have no idea. It was just something that I casually watched a little while ago, but it was a fantastic video. Bath Messenger. Trading blood echoes with messengers to buy and sell items. Oh, well, I probably can't exactly afford anything right now, but it was friggin' good, man. That was a funny video there. Closed. Accept gift from messengers. Notebook received from the messengers. Leave messages with these loyal servants to share them with hunters in other worlds. Oh yeah, well, it's not gonna matter here. Before he made AI slop? Oh no. Messengers offer you a firearm. Choose one. Firearms are wielded with the left hand and employed in beast hunting. I don't understand what the difference is. Durability? Did my guns break? He did consumable only as Walter White. I almost said Walter White for whatever reason. I can't words. I don't understand what's better between the two here. I think I had looked into this when I was looking into like weapons and stuff, and it sounds like, yeah, they're all good. It sounds like this is probably the best for like crowd control, but general damage, I think this sounded like it was the best, was the saw cleaver. I could be completely wrong on that, but that's what I heard was probably the good way to go. But as for the gun, I have friggin' no idea. Not a clue. Oh, look, they actually have guns, and they actually have the weapons here. I didn't notice that. But yeah, it used a lot of generative AI in his current videos, voices and the like. Oh. Well, I'm grabbing the saw cleaver here. If anybody that's played this game before has any advice about pistol or blunderbuss, though, saying pistol here. Alright. You've spoken first. Hunter pistol it is. Do I have to equip it here? Arms? Saw cleaver. So are these all... Wait. Yeah, this is where hunter pistol goes. Yeah. Okay. So I assume, yeah, this is heavy attack. This is light attacks. Okay. Luckily, there's a successor who makes good content. B and... Whoa. I don't know what the heck this stuff is. Can I go in this way? Nope. Well, what the heck do I do then? Can't exactly buy anything here. I got some stuff. Try going this way. View notes. Oh, yeah. R1 when X is staggered enemy visceral attack, so that's like the crits and stuff. When you're taking damage from an enemy, there's a period of time which attacking the enemy in return will restore a certain amount of your HP. Yeah, I've heard about that. And they kind of adopt the mechanic in Elden Ring Night Rain a little bit for one of the things you can get. Shooting your firearm will interrupt and stagger an enemy when properly timed to their attack. Hitting an enemy from behind with a charge attack causes them to stagger. Oh, so charge attack is like charge heavy, I presume? If it works like the other games I've played here. Blunderbuss is like a shotgun, but slower, and well, you want to use the gun for parrying mostly. It makes sense there. Go to the gravestone. I will in a sec here then. Trying to remember, what did I have your account... What did I have our account on your PS5 for again? I'm pretty sure it was for... I think it was either for getting the DLC of Tekken 8 or for playing online in Tekken 8. Or both. R2 strong attack, hold R2 charge attack. Yeah. L1 transform weapon / transforming attack. Ah, so that's what the thing is. So, like... So if I'm in the middle of a combo, I can do that for a transforming attack. That's kind of cool. Yeah, Tekken 8 there. Oh yeah, it was specifically for Clive. So, like... It's kind of cool. Can I do it with, like, heavy combos too? Sorta, it looks like. Heavy attack. Transform. Your notes. Gestures, personal effects. What does that mean? Is that, like, the halves of this? Oh, yeah, I guess so. You! Elden Beast background vibes? Wasn't it, like, super bright yellow with Elden Beast? Alright, where's the gravestone? Because there's a lot of gravestones. Awaken at selected location in Yarnum. Oh, it was the first gravestone that I selected. Okay, well, I'm going here, I guess. There's lots of gravestones, but this was the one, it looks like. Special bullets used with hunter firearms. Towers everywhere in the background there? Oh, I guess I don't remember that then.